this is Katie. So today's video, I'm just gonna cut right to it. We're not even gonna do any weird little intro, we're just gonna cut right to it. I wanted to talk about travel mistakes, specifically road trip mistakes. I have 5 of them. I have made at least half of these mistakes multiple times. And so I wanted to talk to you about them to see if you guys have often made them as well, and just to maybe save you guys a little bit of money and time and heartache and suffering. So hopefully hearing these mistakes, maybe you can prevent them from happening to you in the future. And let's just get right into it. So the first mistake that I have made while on a road trip is not planning correctly. And this is, I know this is so shaky, guys. I don't really feel well, and I forgot my tripod, so I'm holding the camera and I'm balancing it on my steering wheel, and I'm just a little like weak and blah, so I'm a little shaky. So this video, sorry if it sucks. So the biggest time that I did not plan correctly is the first time I went to Yellowstone. I went in the middle of October, which, you guys, Yellowstone is in Wyoming, and that part of the country gets pretty cold by the time it hits like mid-September. So I went to Yellowstone with my friends, and we just didn't plan. We were just like, oh, we're going to Yellowstone. Let's just stay at Yellowstone for 2 nights. And we had a tent with us, and we had 2 sleeping bags, but we only had like regular sleeping bags, like the ones that might keep you warm if it's 60 degrees out. And it got down to about 30 at night. So we were freezing. We were like literally, because it was literally freezing outside. So if I could have done that trip over again, I would have gotten warmer sleeping bags like the one that I have now. I have a 0-degree bag, which keeps you pretty warm in freezing weather. Like, I've used it at Yellowstone when it got down to like maybe high 30s, and I was super warm in it. So kind of just like, before you leave for your trip, think of where you're going, think of what you might be doing so that you can just plan accordingly, whether it's with clothing items or like activity items, like a walking stick or hiking shoes or things like that. So don't make the mistake that I did and camp at Yellowstone in October with a very light sleeping bag, because you guys, it was bad. It was the coldest I've ever been in my entire life. It was horrible, but still an awesome trip, but very cold. So the next mistake that I have made, ding! I can't shut the texting noises off when I'm recording. I just got bad at it. My phone's usually on silent too. I don't know, the past few days, my phone has just been buzzing or dinging, I don't know. So the next travel mistake that I have made many times on road trips is spending too much money. Most of this has to do with food and alcohol and souvenirs. So with food, guys, go to Walmart, get some like peanut butter, get some bread. What other foods do I just have? Like snacks, like even chips. I don't eat the healthiest on the road, but it's pretty easy to eat healthy if you're getting fruits and vegetables and you have a cooler. But just bring food. Go to Walmart, go to a cheap grocery store, bring food, because it is so easy to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go to McDonald's for breakfast. $7 later, you're probably still freaking hungry. So like, get a lot of food and keep it in your car. And just try not to go out to eat every night. Try not to go to a bar and drink every night. And then with souvenirs, like, you guys, how many freaking times have you gone to a place that you're like, oh, I've never been here, I want to get a cool souvenir, and then you don't use it, or you don't do anything with it, or you lose it? Like, if you want to get something, that's cool. I love souvenirs. Like, if you guys saw my video from yesterday, I have a lot of, these are upside down now, but I get like patches from national parks I go to, but I keep them up here, and I like these souvenirs, and these I want. So just kind of like watch what you're spending, and you can do this. I feel like I've talked about a lot of this in separate videos in like different ways, but if you want to prevent yourself from spending too much money, keep like an envelope of the cash that you are allowing yourself to spend that day, whether it's 20 bucks or 50 bucks or whatever it is, on food, on souvenirs, on gas even. But yeah, so the spending a lot of money thing honestly really has to do with food, because especially if I'm traveling with a friend, I want to go out to eat like every day. But just try to not do that. Try is my least favorite word in the entire world. So just don't do it if you don't have a lot of money to spend. The next travel mistake, which I guess that I have done this, but I kind of don't care that I've done it and failed at it. The next one is planning too much. So I am not a planner. I'm not a planner. Sometimes I'll buy those like weekly planners and write out what I'm doing for the week, but I never stick to it. I am just not that kind of person. Some people are, and if you are, then this travel mistake might not like pertain to you because you actually excel in this area. So I a few times have made like, I'm gonna go on this road trip and I'm gonna hit these destinations this specific day. And I've like written out the list of what day I'm gonna go where. I don't stick to that. I don't stick to it. So making that list and then failing at it, I think is a mistake. But that can also go into like, oh, I'm gonna go to Omaha and I'm gonna go to these 4 places in 2 days. It's like, if you plan too much, you're probably gonna fail, and then you might just get aggravated at yourself, you might get angry, and And you're also not giving yourself time for things that you see along the way. Like you might be like, oh, I'm in Omaha and I'm gonna go to these 4 things, and then you might pass a restaurant that you think looks really good, but then that's not like in your timeline. You know what I mean? I just don't think that it's best to plan like very specifically on a road trip, just because you just never know what's gonna happen, especially if you're the people, or actually no, especially if you're by yourself. Either way, you might see something that you really wanna do, but if you already had the day planned, you can't do it. This mistake definitely like is not a rule, because like when I go camping, a lot of the times I have to reserve the campground beforehand, so that I have to plan obviously, but that's just planning one thing, you know? Like I'm not gonna plan the whole day minute to minute, because either you'll fail or you won't have time to do other cool things that you see along the way. So I just don't think that planning too much is a great idea. The next one is having high expectations. Guys, this is just a rule in life. Just don't have high expectations, because sometimes, especially when it comes to traveling or road trips, they're just not as cool or like mind-blowing as you expect them to be. I always thought that solo camping would be this like crazy experience that I needed to have, that would make me think so differently about the world. And honestly, a lot of the times it did. It was amazing. I got another text, I'm sorry. But a lot of the times the solo road trips that I've been on or camping trips that I've been on have been amazing. They've been super memorable. I've had so much fun. I've learned a lot about myself and about the world, but sometimes it is boring. And sometimes I've gone camping and I've gotten to my campground and been like, I don't want to be here. I want to go home and watch TV. So just having crazy high expectations all the time, no, your experiences will probably not match up to them. They just probably won't. But again, this is just kind of a life hack. If you have, you know, low expectations or medium expectations, then your high expectations can't be not met. Can't be broken, can't be, what's that saying? You guys know what I mean. Is it dark in here? Did I just notice, oh, did it just get light because I said it was dark in here? What just happened? No? Is that all? Is my mind playing tricks on me because I don't feel well? Maybe. Yeah, so just don't have high expectations, just because you never know what's gonna happen. But also like allow yourself to enjoy whatever is happening, and allow yourself, like, if you're not having a lot of fun, that's okay. Because the next day you could have fun, or 3 hours from then you could have fun. So just kind of be okay with whatever your situation is. Don't have too high of expectations, and just kind of like allow yourself to be in the moment and enjoy whatever's going on. And don't be pissed if it's not as cool as you wanted it to be, because sometimes it's just not. And the last travel mistake, which luckily I don't do, this is not a problem that I have, but I think it is a problem that a lot of people have, is staying in your comfort zone. So if you guys wanna go on a road trip, amazing. You guys know that I love road trips. They're one of my favorite things to do, whether I'm alone or whether I'm with other people. But if you stay in your comfort zone throughout that whole trip, whether it's a 3-day trip or a month-long trip, you'll just regret it afterwards. You really, really will. Road trips and travel in general, they are just times for you to get out of your comfort zone, do things that you haven't done before, do things that scare you. Like the video that I posted a few weeks ago about my trip at Zion, where I hiked in that river. That was terrifying. That was like one of the scariest things I've ever done in my entire life. But like scary in a good way. Like I knew I was safe, and I knew that I was with somebody who knew what we were doing. If you guys didn't watch that video, I'll post it here. But I hiked in a river, and it was pretty dangerous, but I was with a ranger, and it was amazing. And that's not something that would be in anybody's comfort zone, really. You have to lead up to that. Even people who hike all the time, that used to not be their comfort zone. Those people used to never hike. There was a time in their lives where they never have been hiking before. So now big hikes like that are kind of in my comfort zone, because I did that one. I've done a few other pretty kind of scary hikes, and so now hiking like that is in my comfort zone. Now camping alone is in my comfort zone. But the first time I did it, people were like, what are you doing? Like, that's dangerous, that's scary. And I'm like, no, it's actually kind of fine. And after I did it a few times, I'm like, this is totally fine. The same with sleeping in my car. Guys, even now, people are like, why? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? Why? And I'm like, it's not scary for me at all. Sleep in my car, not at all, not scary. But it's something that is outside most people's comfort zones. But if you are staying in your comfort zone, you're not growing, you're not learning. And this again is kind of like for all of life. If you stay in your comfort zone, in your personal life, in your job, in your relationships, you stay in your comfort zone the whole time, you're not gonna be learning and growing. And I think that's just something that is a mistake and that you might end up regretting later. But so specifically, since we're talking about road trips, just do things that you haven't done before, whether it's try a new type of food, or whether it's go up to strangers at a campground and try to make friends, even just going to a different city that you've never been to before, parking downtown and walking around. Just do something that you might not do at home, and honestly, you'll probably realize A, how easy it is, B, how like not scary it is once you do it, and C, how like kind of, I don't know, just like cool you feel afterwards. Like not proud, because I don't think pride is a good thing to have, but just kind of like sure of yourself, and like you'll believe in yourself more and realize that you're capable of doing a lot more than you originally thought. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed those kind of travel mistakes slash things that I think might be beneficial for you on road trips. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. Let's see, let's do something like specific today. Let me know in the comments your favorite place you've ever been to in the US. And if you have never been to the US, then tell me maybe somewhere else. But if you've been to the US or if you live in the US, let me know your favorite place you've ever been. Mine, as you guys all know, is Yellowstone National Park. So let me know in the comments where your favorite place is. And subscribe if you're not already. I'm putting out videos Monday through Friday for the rest of the year. So I hope that you like them. And click that little bell next to like the subscribe button down here, because I think if you click that bell, that means you get an email every time I post a video, and that might be handy because I post them like totally different times every day. And that is it. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. I need to check these text messages. It's been 2 people. I've gotten what, like 6 texts just from 2 people. You guys, I'm not popular. I really don't have many friends. One of the texts is NCJD NCHXJD NDHYCD JJX. That's from my best friend. That's how we talk to each other. Yeah, okay, cool, bye.